Are you guys ready to have your minds blown? Okay, so this is the first time I've reviewed a Planes character in the 12 Days of Christmas in 8 years minus 2 days. Yeah, so 7 years and 363 days. And that was Metallic Racer Dusty back in the first season of the 12 Days of Christmas. That is absolutely insane to me. So wild. And today we have quite a bit of a different kind of plane, different style, a different group here. They are all factory custom Doppelgänger planes because they are not in their correct molds. They are not wearing their correct paint jobs even. And I can't wait to dive into them because we've just been on an absolute factory custom tear over the last few days. This 12 Days of Christmas season's theme is clearly factory customs. And yeah, guys, welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas Season 9. This is Day 5. Happy Sunday. If you're watching this later, happy whatever day it is. Happy holidays, as Christmas is a week from today. That is wild. Let me know, guys, what you're up to. What are you doing? What you got plans for? Are you done with school yet? Hopefully you are. If not, hopefully soon. The suggesters for today are Radiator Springs Network and GB Cars 70. Thank you guys so much. And also check out GetMeCollecitlbes store in the description down below. But yeah, let me give you some brief background on these planes. Basically, as I've talked about before, quality varies wildly when it comes to factory customs. And I'm just going to come out and say the quality of these is not up to par with, for example, the Rust-eze Racing Center Wrap Mater. I mean, you could just look at the paint on some of these. It's not as smooth, it doesn't flow as nice, and it's like even flaking off a little bit like on the wing here, as you can see of Jan Kowalski. Secondly, the factory customizers don't sit down at their conference table and banter and think about, what are we going to make next, guys? What are we going to do? They are just like, yeah, we're just going to kind of pump it out. And it's really very like visceral, very spontaneous how everything happens, with the factory customizers, because they were not deliberately calculating and thinking, you know what, guys, wouldn't it be cool to make a Doppelgänger series where we put Planes characters on different bodies? Like, wouldn't that be sweet? Nah. They were just like, let's make some more planes. Like, that's all we need. We just need more planes. We're running out of these, like, rare, or we're running out of the defective ones that we stole from the factory. We just need more planes. And they're just kind of like frantically pumping stuff out. And this is what they gave birth to. And maybe you can call them abstrosities, abnormalities, whatever. But I think they're really cool and they're just great conversational pieces. And let's dive right in here. Like, this is just like the product of incest almost. Like, it's not natural at all. It's like, product of incest, pig's tail type of stuff, because this is not supposed to happen, right? But we're going to start off here with Lead Wing, the hybrid between Sunwing, the Chinese wings around the globe racer, and Lead Bottom, of course, the owner of the crop dusting service in Prop Wash Junction, who was once Dusty's boss. And you could tell that it isn't just a normal biplane, like Barney Stormin or the Prop Wash Junction biplane, because part of the engine here, part of like the nose is broken off and it's missing, just like on Lead Bottom there. Now, this is probably the most egregious like mismodel, because I don't know, it's not too bad. Both of them are biplanes, but one of them is like, they're from different centuries, essentially. Like, the biplanes are not of the same era, modern versus old. I guess you could maybe even say, this is Sunwing's dad, or something like that. I don't know, that's kind of cool. But their paint jobs are pretty much the same here in every way, shape, or form. And it is pretty wild how, like, you can see how the red here twists around the hood, but here the red is pretty much just kind of concentrated on the engine part. But yeah, it's really cool. Let's get into it. I actually received 2 of these because the first one I got had a damaged leg, and so I have that one somewhere. It's kind of like a landing gear folding type accessory release, I guess you could say. But yeah, you could see this plane is always weirded me out because like the mouth is hidden beneath the damaged engine right there, like just barely. The same thing on Lead Bottom. It's a little bit more visible there, but you could see it just looks weird, when you're looking at the eyes there. But the eyes are, that of a female. They are very similar to the actual Sunwing eyes. They didn't copy them from Lead Bottom, which is interesting. And this is die cast. Like, obviously the wings are plastic, but that's usually how it goes for planes. This piece here is plastic, but the main center part is metal. The propeller, very, very nice. I love this big nub out here. Like, that is a giant nub on the propeller. Sunwing's always been one of my favorite racers because, I mean, it's got a freaking dragon on the side here. Look at that. It's like a dragon storm. Look at all those clouds. Really cool. Really cool. Kind of reminds me of this. What is that? Oh my God. You'll see that soon. I promise you that. But yeah, you can see some sponsors on her. Looks like Ryan something. Hall Air. That's a reference to the director Clay Hall. This logo is on a lot of the planes there. Looks like AV something. AL120701C is her number. Let's see if that's accurate. And it is. Wow, I can't believe they really just copied and pasted the decals onto this lead bottom model. Everything, like the dragons, a little bit different. It's a little longer. The decals are in slightly different spots and they're colored a little differently. But they're all there. They all came over, and that's pretty cool. You have the motion blur on the 8. Looks pretty good, pretty similar. A little darker. Both of them have the checkered finish on the bottom of the wing, which is a nice feature because usually, not always do they put decals on the underside here. You can see all the planes had this piece in the middle where you could attach them to play sets, and the factory custom, of course, has that as well. I really want to learn more about the world of factory customs. They are highly controversial, obviously. They are counterfeits, sure. But hey, Mattel hasn't done really anything to stop them. So that's always my defense. But I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people who really do not like them, do not buy them, don't condone them. And that's understandable. Like I said, they are technically fakes. But to me, they just add a whole new realm, a whole new layer to collecting. And obviously, some are rarer than others. These are all on eBay right now, by the way. So no need to freak out. Some people in the comments, are asking how to get some of these. They're all on eBay. Metallic HG Hollis, the Rust-eze Racing Center Wrap Mater, all on eBay. So check them out there. Just give it a good search. You should be able to find them pretty easily. The factory customs are vast on eBay and they're easy to find. All right, here you have Tsubasa, the Japanese racer, and he is in like the Ned Zed yellow bird type model, which is a pretty standard looking plane, one of the more boring ones if you ask me. It is different from like Koila Ivanov or Jan Kowalski here. You can see it in the engine there. The wings are a little bit different. The tail is a little bit different. A little bit smaller. So I just wanted to point that out. But this is an entirely different model as well. It's actually pretty cool that the Wings Around the Globe racers have a lot of different models, like more than the next gens, which are only 2, plus Jackson Storm and Cruz, more than other Piston Cup racers, which are just 3 per generation essentially. So it's actually pretty nice that there's such a variety, when it comes to the Wings Around the Globe racers, because all the main characters that speak are unique. Rochelle, Ripslinger, Bulldog, Aishani, Dusty, El Chupacabra, they're all unique. And then you have Arturo and Gunnar Viking, who are one model. You have Miguel and Joey Dundee, who are another model. You have Tsubasa here, Tsubasa might be a unique model actually, although once you dip into the trainee racers, the ones that didn't qualify for the Wings Around the Globe, you have a few more that are similar to him. I think, maybe not, man. Who has the same model as Tsubasa, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm literally looking behind me right now. Oh, wait. Is it Jackson? I think it's Jackson. Yeah, Jackson Riles or whatever. I think he has the same model as Tsubasa, but Tsubasa is one of the more unique ones. So that's pretty cool. Yep. They do have the same expression here. 23 on the wings. This time, the graphics, their graphics are a little darker here again. They move the white flames up to the top there. Not sure what that character reads in Japanese, but if you do, please let me know in the comment section below. 23, of course, the red dot from the Japanese flag. You have the black stripe down the center. couple more decals under the wing there. Aeroflex, I think that says. But yeah, pretty much, again, just copy and pasted. Let's see if the code's on here. The code is on there, but it's really tucked under the wing. Like, it's almost impossible to see. But it is there. It's just so dark from the shadow, but it is right there. Interesting. Cool. This one's still got some base markings and whatnot. Made in China. So this one's propeller doesn't go. Like, it's very stiff. Maybe if you turn it around a bunch of times, it'll loosen up. But yeah, I wanted to point out that not all of them are going to be super well flowing. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how it goes, though. All right, let's move on to Secord here. Now, Secord's an exception because he is actually not in a different body. He is in the same body, but his paint job is different. It's almost inverted because there's more blue instead of more white. And it's interesting, you know, they do have the same expression again. This is probably like one of the more boring ones just because, like I said, they are the same model. But as you can see here, the wings are completely blue with the decals instead of having the white front stripes. And of course, instead of it being like all white down the middle there, you have some blue spilling onto him. It's kind of a nice design. I would not be surprised if some people like this blue version of Secord more than the actual version. Mojo Magneters, Secord, of course. Now this is one of the racers that did not make the Wings Around the Globe Rally, but I do think he ends up making it in Planes, Fire, and Rescue. He's shown to be flying there in the rally. He's number 4 here, or at least some other race that Dusty's partaking in. L122756Z, Aeroflex. You got like a snowflake Aeroflow decal on the tail there. So the graphics aren't as good. You can see they're not as clear and they're not as large, but still pretty cool. The only problem with this one, I don't like how the 4 like falls off the wing and it comes down on the back side. You can see here it's all contained right there. So not great, but yeah, still pretty cool. And again, interesting just how it all worked out. It's funny that that one didn't end up being on a different model. But again, it just goes to show my point that they weren't trying to put these on different models. Like, they really didn't care what models they ended up being on. Like, if Jan Kowalski ended up being on literally Dusty Crop Hopper, I don't think they would change anything. They wouldn't care. They'd sell them because that's all they want to do. They just want to produce and sell, and they know that they'll sell. And they don't really have to sell for that much money because they make these so cheaply. And these are only like for sale, $8 to $10 on eBay. All right, so anyways, here you have Jan Kowalski, the Polish racer from the Wings Around the Globe Rally, on the same model as... Wait, this is a different model. Or no, it's the same model as Secord. But again, it's a completely different model from who Jan actually is. Very kind of flat-looking plane. Again, this is even different from Yellowbird, as I showed you, and just proves my point that Wings Around the Globe had so many unique model planes. But yeah, this one kind of takes the same style as Secord with the 2 parts kind of converging on the center of the plane there. He has a lot less decals on the wings though. You do have 15 fully on there, not falling off. Let's see about this propeller. Up stiff as well. This one was pretty good. Yeah, Secord's is okay. The best one though so far was Leadwing. Sunwing. You have the Ryan decal there, Hall Air, Aeroflex, KSA2410P. Oh, no, don't do that. God, that was not ideal. It's just hard to like show you guys the planes in like a good way and not like accidentally kind of damage them or like clank them a little bit. I think we're okay. Jan's not that rare. You can see the tail here is a little bit different. Instead of being like that forest green, it's the teal, turquoise, light green. If we could focus on the wing here and not Secord, who's just hogging the camera right now. Cool. Again, not my favorite one. I do like how they were able to get 15 on the underside though. But yeah, this one's not my favorite. Might be my least favorite, actually. The next 2 though are absolutely amazing because they Again, like I said, if it was Dusty Crop Hopper, they wouldn't care. Propeller is not good at all, but it is Ripslinger's model nonetheless, who has a very odd looking model. He's got like, you know, these intakes up here. He's got the double propeller, which is really cool actually. Again, like I said, it doesn't really work here on Arturo, or as I call him, Rip-turo. Arturo was the Italian racer. So yeah. And of course, when we get to Gunslinger back there, he is using the Ripslinger model as well. All right, let's get Arturo out here. So his expression is pretty much the same, but the eyes are a little bit lighter and they look a little bit more alien. These eyes will keep you up at night, so don't look at them too long. Yeah, those eyes are a little scary. Reminds me of that meme, like, factory custom Ripturo's eyes can't hurt you, and then it's like, factory custom Ripturo's eyes, a picture of factory custom Ripturo's eyes. But you have RO Turbo there, which is identical to the actual Arturo. Pretty nice. It's a darker blue. If you guys didn't notice that, you could see. He's got 3 right there below the eyes. It's a little bit bolder font, it appears. So hard to show these planes, but yeah, bolder font. His name, Arturo. Again, you could tell that the decals aren't great because it's a little bit wonky. Looks better on the real deal. More checkered decals. The Italian flag back here. Yeah, I could tell this one came with a chip on the tail, so that has been there before. They stuck all the decals underneath the wing there, and it's a little bit harder to do than on the original model because there's less space. But everything is there. What I find a little interesting is this giant gap between like the tail and the under base, I guess you could say, the undercarriage of a plane. Look at that gap right there. Interesting. And he's got the decals underneath as well. Cool stuff. I like Ripturo a lot. I love the name, by the way. I came up with it myself. Not going to pat myself on the back or anything. This one's pretty good too. Gunslinger. Gunslinger Viking. Because Ripslinger doesn't have a last name. See his propeller. So one of them works. Isn't that so weird? One of them works. That is so wild. You could probably do some cool effects like that. That one of the propellers works. All right, this was actually the first like Doppelgänger plane that was unveiled. Here is your regular Gunslinger, or just Gunnar Viking. The Swedish plane. I was almost like, what country does he race for? And I'm like, well, duh. I mean, look at him. He's got literally yellow and blue Nordic decals on him. Really nicely done here. I like this one a lot. Of course, you have the Nordic carrying over. You have the blue circle with the 3 planes in the center. You got the decals and all that. The code's super small, but it's over here. Some other decals. You got that gap again. But yeah, pretty much all the planes have like the same decals. Some of them don't have that ling knob, but a lot of them have these ones. Aeroflex, Hall Air, that one, whatever that one is, AV. See both of them number 12 there. This front part here of Gunslinger is plastic, by the way. You can see that major gap right there. So that isn't ideal. It's just this part though. The rest of it is die-cast metal. A lot of people are concerned sometimes about the paint that they use on these, and obviously they don't publicize that information, but I mean, I'm not going to tell you to lick your plane, but I think you're okay. I think you're safe. I don't represent the factory customizers though. But again, like I said, don't lick them. Don't lick any of your things. Like if you buy something, I mean, that's not supposed to be licked, don't lick it, right? Don't lick your toys. Or collectibles, which is what these are. But like just by touching them and smelling them, I guess, I think you're going to be okay. And that is all, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Very strange video. I mean, who would have thought that, you know, we would be reviewing anything like these? These are just so weird to me. I cannot believe that they came into existence. But again, it's pretty much equivalent to spontaneous combustion that is how these things are birthed. The factory customizers just make shit. And by the way, some other stuff that the factory customizers have done in terms of playing lately are these multicolored bulldogs. You have a green bulldog and you have a yellowish orange bulldog. Kind of cool, right? Not too bad. I'd like a blue one, but I guess that would be blue on blue. I didn't review those because they're pretty much just bulldog with, different colors. But yeah, another set of kind of weird factory customizers or customs. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you tomorrow for day 7. No, 6. 6. I know. I got it. Bye now.